Hi all, today we're making Mexican stuffed shells. Alright, we're going to start by browning a pound of ground beef. I got a head start on that for you. It's pretty much done. And we are going to add 1 packet of taco seasoning. Doesn't matter what brand, whatever you like to buy. And just make sure that you get that mixed in there really well. Want to make sure it's evenly distributed. And then you need 4 ounces of cream cheese. That's half of a normal size package. They usually come in an 8-ounce package, so that's half. And you'll find that it's, even if you sit it out for a little while, it's still a little hard to stir. And I just usually break it into pieces, and then I'm going to put the lid on and let this sit in the heat for a few minutes, and then it'll be much easier to stir in. There we go. All right. And there we go. Now we're going to check it out. Oh yeah, there we go, much softer. Alright, we're going to try to get that evenly distributed. Get that mixed up really well. Stir it throughout. Okay, that's looking good. Now we're going to set that aside until it cools completely. And while that was cooking, hopefully you had your jumbo shells cooking. And that's the biggest shell pasta that they have at the store. And what we're doing now is, while the meat is cooling, we're setting the shells aside and making sure they're apart, because they'll start to stick to each other. So that's why I'm setting them out on this tray. You could just set them out on your counter if you want. And now this is the dish that we're going to be using. And what I'm doing here, I'm putting about 2/3 of a 24-ounce can of salsa in the bottom of this baking dish. I believe this is a 5-quart baking dish. Seems odd, but I think 5-quart. And then putting in about 2/3 of that bottle of salsa. And we're going to then bake the shells in on top of the salsa. All right, I'm just moving that aside, and now the meat has cooled, and we're going to put it there next to that. All right, and here's the shell, and we're just going to take some of the meat mixture. Remember, that has the cream cheese and the taco seasoning in it. And we're filling the shells. And then just putting it there in our salsa, in our baking dish. And I will write in the description what size that dish is. I'll make sure that I tell you the right thing. Okay, now we're just going to fill them up and lay them there in rows. And I've speeded this up some, so we're not going to watch each one being done. Here they are in nice little rows, and it's okay if they touch now. And now what we're going to do, since they're all in there now, we're going to spread some salsa on them. Now, when I had this is not an original recipe to me. I actually saw it on Pinterest, and so many people were repinning it. I thought it must be really good, and I really wanted to try it. And I thought, well, I'm going to try it and go ahead and film it, because if it's good, I'd want to share it too. And I really liked it, but now this, where I'm putting the salsa, I didn't want to buy any other sauce. And everybody on there was using something called taco sauce on top. And I think it's like a pecan, not a pecani, a ranchero sauce. I thought there was too much salsa on the top, so you could try the ranchero sauce or just a smaller amount of salsa. I put quite a bit on top. Now we're putting this in the oven, and it's going to be in the oven for 25 minutes. And now it's coming out of the oven. You put foil over it, of course you can see. You're going to cover it with the foil. And now it's been in the oven for 25 minutes. And we're uncovering it. Here we go. And see, there is quite a bit of salsa. It doesn't really need that much on top. I just thought it was a little much. But you can buy that taco sauce if you want. Now here's a 4-cheese blend. You can use whatever cheese you want to. I got this. It was on sale. And so I went ahead and got this pre-shredded Mexican mix. But you can use just cheddar. You could use Monterey Jack, whichever one you want. A mix of cheddar and Monterey Jack would be really good. And I put 2 cups of shredded cheese all over those and popping them back in the oven for about 10-15 minutes. And this is what it looks like. And you're all done. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, you've been in the kitchen with Dinah.